Hi Jenny, this is Donnie of the Marketing Twins. This tutorial is going to talk about how to add a new page to your website. This is going to take, you want to make sure you take careful notes as you watch this tutorial. Of course, you can rewatch this over and over as you need to. But there are certain things that we want to make sure you understand how to add a page to your website. So let's go about doing that. First off, we go to our dashboard. Right here, we click the arrow to expose the two submenus. This is where we want to add new. Now at this point, this is very similar to editing a page. If you haven't watched that video, you'll see you can bold and italicize and do different things on your page. But I want to several things about adding pages that you need to know about. Let's go back to your site for a second. When I added the Azalea page, let's see the Azalea district. Or better, let's go to the preservation page. Up here at the top, you have historictyler.org/preservation. Here on historic properties and districts, it's .org/historic properties. Same thing with special events, for example. It's /special events. Notice there's no spacing in between here, even though right here there is spacing. All right. So how do we accomplish that? First off, you want to make sure you set it up that way, because when you're telling somebody to go to, let's use the example, let's say you're wanting them to go to historictyler.org/summer because you're having a new program related to summer tours or something like that. So what you have to do, this is the title of the page, and so when you're typing this title of the page out, you have to think through what you want the URL to be in the end. In this case, we're going to use the example of summer tour. Okay, so I don't write summer space tour. I'm going to write it all as one word, tour. And I'll hit my tab button so I can go down to here. And when I do that, that locks in what they call the permalink, which is the URL of historictyler.org/summer tour. Now that will remain that way unless I change where it's going to go. For instance, the survey is historictyler.org/historic properties/survey. So when I built this page, I didn't type the space survey. I just typed survey, and then what I'll do is once you've got that locked in, I will go ahead and publish this. Once it's published, then you can always come back and type it the way you want it to look. Coming soon. You know, you can say whatever you want to. But notice that the permalink or the URL for that page has not changed at all. If I did this the first time, what it would look like is it would say summer, and since it doesn't like spacing, it would put a dash. So it would be real awkward looking. It would look like something like this, and the space, and more dots, and coming dash soon. It would look real, just wouldn't look real good. So we're going to cancel that and go back to the original coming soon. And this is again where you type all your stuff. You can upload and add images here. You can add video and songs, other media. You can bold, italicize, do all the different formatting you want to do. I said in the other tutorial, but just make sure that if you're pasting something from Word, that you don't paste directly from Word into this section here. If you have something copied from Word, paste it in as plain text and paste it here, and then once you insert the information, it'll go in there and it'll be stripped off of any coding that Microsoft Word has on all of its documents. Coding that you wouldn't have known about, but you just can't copy directly from Word into the website. At this point, when you're ready to, you've made all your changes, you continue to update the page. This down here is where you want the page to go and in what order you want it to go in. So for example, let's say we want it under special events. Well, we know that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things already on there. So let's put it down under, we'll scroll down to special events. You have to scroll down till you find what you're looking for. I want it under special events. And I want it in position order 8. Now just go ahead and leave that there, that check mark there. If I update the page, now once it's updated, if I wanted to come over and refresh the page, you might think you should see it there, but you're not. Let me tell you what, there's one other step that you have to do in order for it to show up on the navigation bar. And let me show you what that is. Once you have the page set, and see, I've actually, okay, this site does this a little bit differently. Looks like once I change the attributes, it's gone in and changed this. So probably what I would recommend you do is go ahead and establish where you want it to go first, in this case special events, and then put the summer on there. But you could always, what you can do is it does allow you, if you saw, let me go back and click this, edit it, and I could call this summer tour. Okay, and when I save that, now it's added these special events because that's the submenu that it's under on the navigation bar, and then you'll find it there. But like I said, there's one thing we have to do in order to have it appear on the navigation bar, and that is this. In your theme, it is set up under settings, under flex theme. If you didn't see it, you'll click that to expose the submenus. Under settings, right here at the top, there's the menu builder. It says please select the pages you would like to include in the header menus. And if you scroll down, you're going to see special events. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and there's number 8. You have to scroll all the way down to save options. Go back to your page, refresh the screen, and once it's done loading, it's still loading over here. We'll test it out here. There we go. And there's your summer tour page. You click on that, it takes you to the information that we were working on. Now, I'm going to go ahead and remove that. So if at any point you see a page that you don't want anymore, but you might want to come back to that page, for instance, let's say you have the Spring Tour 2010. Well, you may not want to delete the page altogether. You just don't want anybody to see it. So you could uncheck it. In this case, let's say the summer tour has come and gone, but we don't want to eliminate the page because in summer of 2011 we're going to have some new pictures or something like that. So let's just uncheck it, save the options down here at the bottom, go back to the screen, refresh it, and once we've done that, it's still loading. It's taking a while today. Everybody's on the internet. There we go. Now I can go back to the home and I can click on special events and I no longer see that. So that's a way of not only adding a page but also managing the pages that you currently have within your menus without having to delete any of the pages. If you decide later on, just as a little tidbit, if you ever decide that you just don't want the page altogether, then you can go over here and delete the page right there or right there for Spring Tour. But I would not recommend you delete any pages unless you know for certain you're never going to use that page again. Otherwise, it's not really taking up any extra space or anything like that. It's just more pages you have to navigate through to get to what you want. But anyway, that's a little bit of how to add a new page to your website and then how to position it within the navigation menu. Okay?